you got, cause you might get run over or you might get shot. Never start no static, I just get it off my chest. Never had to battle with no bulletproof vest.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Caged Outdoors. I'm your host, Cody Garbish. Today we're gonna go into this is kind of something that I've been thinking about for a while on whether I was gonna do or not, because of safety reasons. But I figured out a safe and efficient way to do it, and that is bow press your bow without buying a bow press. It's pretty simple actually, very straightforward. And it's very portable. I can keep everything stored away in my bow case. All you need is a ratchet strap, some 550 grade paracord, and obviously your bow. I will go into how we tie the loops on these paracord later, but for now I'm just going to leave that for another video. But we'll get right into this. It's very simple, very straightforward, very basic. So, we're going to take out the bow, and I'm doing this on my new white Carbon Spider ZT30. So, this shows that I do trust this, because this is 550 grade paracord, and this is a 400 pound regular limit ratchet strap with an 1800 pound breaking limit. Very simple to do. All you gotta do is, and you might have to take some measurements at first, but you want them generally close. In this case, this is what works for me because it works best with the bow. If I set them both even, then they wouldn't connect very well to the loops because of the length on the bow. So you might have to take some measurements to figure out. The math is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But all you do is you take your paracord, and then you take your bow limb, put it through the limb, loop it, so you got your two loops, pull it all as far up the limb as you can, and then you do it to the other side. So I'm just going to do that quick, and then we can move on to the next step. So I mean, it's pretty straightforward, it's nothing crazy. The knot is what really holds it. And I've done this to my bow several times now. I plan on buying more 550 paracord eventually to replace it, because I feel like the knots will wear out after a while, and that's a safety issue, is if you have your knots wearing out. But so we got our paracord in. Now we're just gonna loop it, and when you're looping it on the far side between your cam and the strings on the bottom side, you want to make sure that you have it between your bus cable and your control cable, because if you have it way down here under your bus cable, it's not going to work right. You're going to break something, you're going to pull a cable, something's going to happen. So yeah, just loop those through on that end, loop it through on the other end, and you might be a little short depending on your measurements. In my case, I am just a hair short, so we're going to loosen this up just a little bit. That's all we did, we loosened it up a little bit, and fits perfectly. Oh yeah, and one other thing, I made this mistake myself. Make sure you do the bottom loop first that's going through your cams, because it just doesn't work right if you put the bottom ones on second, and then you risk the extra factor of breaking your paracord. And if you break your paracord while you're in the bow press, it can result in a lot of bad things, worse than if you dry fire your bow. But yeah, so I got the things on them. All I'm going to do is tighten it up so that it's regular tightness. There is still not really any pressure on the limbs to be taken off yet. One thing you want to make sure you do is get all your extra cord, because there's an 8-foot ratchet strap out of the way. Whatever ratchet strap you use, just get that extra stuff out of the way. But from there, it's pretty straightforward. All you're going to do is ratchet it, and you'll see this get pretty loose quickly. And as you can see now, I could work on this bow right now if I wanted to. I could put in a peep sight. I could even take off the strings if I wanted to, adjust my cams, whatnot. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. And obviously I can keep going if I have to, by tightening it more on the ratchet strap. So yeah, you can see that we got that tension there. All my strings are in the correct areas. My bus cables are set, and even you can see my bus cables are loose if you can see this. No big deal. Nothing wrong with it. I don't have to replace anything right now, so I'm not too worried about it. But to me, this was a wise investment because this is so portable. If I'm in the field and I have cable break or something, and I can quick change it out. I don't have to take it in the shop, and I can do everything myself on this bow now. But yeah, so then obviously when you're gonna release it, don't pull it all the way back to here, because then you're gonna release it so much that it snaps back too much. So what you do is you release it to about 90 degrees. This is a little bit less. I have to make sure that I pull a little bit with mine, and then I can really hold the release string. And as you see, I mean, we've already got most of the tension back in the string. But I'll do it one more time. And now we are back to normal, where I can slide up and down the limbs on both these. And that is pretty much all there is to it, guys. Very simple, very basic, not that hard to do. $4 for the ratchet strap, paracord with some extra I have lying around that I knew was 550 grade. So yeah, I'll be using this so that when I install my peep sight, which will be happening within the next few months hopefully. Yeah, I'm just for an update on the bow. I have already looked at what I'm getting. I know what I'm going to get for my bow. I already have a quiver for it, which is actually right in the bow case. I'll show that quick. It is not Hoyt brand, which the only reason is because I cannot afford to pay $150 for a quiver when this $30 quiver fits just as well and works just as fine. This is an Alpine Archery quick detach quiver. All you gotta do is pull that, and then it comes right off the mount. So that's why it's a quick detach. Like I said, $30 at Fleet Farm. Not that big of a deal. Not that big of an investment. I already checked on my bow, because this was originally for my old bow before I decided to buy this bow. But obviously there's no use in it now to put it on my old bow. I checked the mounts. The mounts fit just fine with this, and it comes with 2 long screws and 2 short screws. So when I get my sight on, then I have space with the long screws to put it in. Probably about that much, I'm gonna guess. And it'll work just fine. But yeah, that's a little update on the bow. I know everything that I'm gonna get, all the equipment. I am getting a fall-away arrow rest, but it's not gonna be the ripcord. It is going to be the quad ultra arrow rest. If you guys know what that is, go check it out at Bass Pro or Redhead. And I know they have it there all over the internet. For a sight, I'm actually getting a sight that I've never seen before. Well, the brand, I should say. It's like an R29 or RB29 or something like that. It's a single pin sight. It's one of the cheapest single pins I've seen. The reviews on it are actually astonishing, and it's a pretty customizable thing when it comes to yardage markings on it, so it should work really nice. But yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it, guys. I mean, very simple setup. You guys know what I'm getting on my bow now. Obviously I have to put in a D-loop and a peep sight still, which is where the bow press comes in handy for the peep sight. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is for today, guys. I am your host, Cody Garvish. This was Caged Outdoors. Peace out.
That's the sound of the